I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Oops Podcast. Giulio Gallerati, joined by young Ryan Lynch.
Hello.
Young Lynch. We got a special guest in the building today, Carlos Hernandez.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
What's up, my dude?
How you doing, dude?
Good to see you, bro.
You too, man.
Carlos kind of came onto my radar when he was still living in Miami.
I was, yeah.
And he opened for Ricky. And, you know, he's a big deal down there. He is in the process of becoming a big deal here.
Yeah,
I think he's just a big deal in general.
I'm a big deal, dude.
He's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm big. Yeah,
a mover and a shaker. He knows Stacks.
We do.
Formerly Stacks 954.
Hell yeah. And
now
it's
just Stacks.
That's how you know it's real, dude.
If you guys don't know about Stacks, this is a guy, he used to be a waiter at the Miami Improv.
Correct.
He is now a full-time influencer.
Yeah.
I will occasionally hit the live button by accident, and there he is live.
With an iguana or just like on his
doing
own.
Something. This guy's a nutcase, and he's so funny, and we love him.
He's amazing. I love that guy.
Shout out to Stacks.
Shout out to Stacks, bro.
And shout out to Carlos. So Carlos now, I'm going to give you a brief summary on his life story. He was down in Miami doing all sorts of shit with, you know, the Dade.
Only in
Dade,
yeah.
which is a big Instagram account. Yeah. And now he's up here cutting his teeth, doing the stand-up shit. And
doing it, bro. We're doing it. Happy to be here.
Dude, good to have you. I sometimes get tickled thinking about the idea of you living here.
Really?
Just because how different the lifestyle is.
Oh, it's very different.
Like,
bro.
it's uncommon for a person from Miami to be able to function anywhere besides Miami.
I know. It's been hard. I'm not even going to lie to you, dude.
Or wherever their abuela hails from.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, culturally, there are parts of Miami where no one speaks English at all.
Oh, no, for sure.
Many parts of Miami.
Yeah. I mean, Hialeah on its own, it's like a tiny little Cuba, basically. It's like an island. No one really like speaks any. In fact, if you speak English, they have a thing that says, we speak English. As they say here, like, se habla español.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we speak English too. But
that's crazy.
But we don't, yeah.
And like, Miami to me is just a wonderful harmony of Jews and Hispanics.
That's really what it is.
Living in harmony.
It is. And no one wants to leave there. Like, most people that are in Miami, like, I would say 95% of the population is like, nah, I'm going to stay here forever. I'm going to have a life here. I'm going to get married. I'm going to get my kids here. I'll live in Doral. I'll live in Kendall. And that'll be my life. I'll have a boat at some point, or I'll have a friend that has a boat. And then that's my weekends, and that's the whole life. And then,
it's a special place.
I mean, if that's what you want, it's awesome. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful. It's unique. Lynch, you spend any time in Miami?
Not in Miami.
Lynch knows his way around Florida a bit.
I go to Tampa quite a bit. I have not been to South Beach.
Very different than Miami. But I mean, it is that same vibe of like, we're like, there's water around us. Everything's gonna be fine. Like,
everything's gonna be fine.
I'll be a car salesman. I'll be you know what I mean? Like, they'll just have whatever job, and not like their dreams don't matter. They're like, this is the dream. This is he's being nice to me. Like, Tampa and Miami have nothing in common to me. He's trying to be inclusive.
Oh yeah, I'm not married to Tampa. Like, you can
Tampa's great.
Tear it apart.
Oh, Tampa's not. Tampa sucks, dude. I spent like, I go there a lot, and honestly, going to like Ybor City, like hanging out there.
It's cool.
It's a nightmare, dude.
Ybor can be prickly.
It's a night. I don't know, man.
What about bro? St. Pete, we love.
St. Pete's great.
We're a big St. Pete pod here.
Shout out to Sac. Great dude. You were just there recently.
I was just there.
Yeah, I was there like 2 weeks before that.
It's the best.
Love St. Pete. I think it's awesome. They have somehow managed to create this little like haven of just like everything's gonna be fine. It feels like it's gonna blow up at some point though, because it
young,
feels too perfect of a city.
Everybody down there, everyone who lives there loves it too.
It's nice. It's like calming. It's chill. It's
There's
like
cool
you're like meditating forever.
Yeah.
But Tampa is a lot though. Tampa is just there's not as many. There's a lot of Cubans in Tampa, which a lot of people don't know.
Well, like the Ybor thing, the
Ybor thing is just like, I don't know.
Isn't that like a Cuban settlement?
Ybor City?
I thought it was like from like the turn of the century, like
maybe
1900.
I did not know that.
I think so.
Maybe.
And that's why like the cigar makers.
The YBIOR, maybe that's something, because a lot of like Cubans, they just put a Y in front of everything.
I think culturally it's supposed to be like a Cuban heritage area.
Interesting. And there is a lot of Cuban cigar bars around there, which is cool.
And that restaurant. that everybody loves.
Yes. Oh my God.
What's it called? Columbia restaurant.
Is that right across the street
Columbia.
from?
Columbia.
Is that right across the street from the Speakeasy?
Yes.
I love
Place is
that
great.
place.
The food is incredible there. That's awesome. That's also in front of a. Have you ever been to? Oh my God, the Gimmick, which is like that small theater.
Yes, I have.
Instead of a trap house, basically.
Yes, it's cool.
I freaking love that.
It's cool.
place.
The Gimmick's a comedy venue that's in some dude's house.
It's literally this dude.
Charming if you're gonna give.
It's literally a trap house. I'm
It's a
not
trap
even
house.
joking. And he has like a big ass Wendy's sign in front of the. It's insane.
cool.
I love it. It's in front of the train tracks too, which is like makes it even more like dude,
Gutter.
we're out here, dude. But yeah, Ybor, I think it's I don't know. Every time I go to Ybor, it feels weird. Like I'm like, this is too disgusting on purpose. Like it's like they're like making it like.
They say it's sketchy.
I mean, it's a lot, dude. The thing is, like going to a place like Wynwood in Miami, like that can be a little like a lot. But
What do you mean by a lot?
it's just like it's just it feels like it's just trash on the streets. Like they're like it's just like they don't keep it up. It feels very. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's fun. It's fun if you're drunk as fuck and you're like out here vibing. Like it's a good time.
Tampa, they're trying to make it bougie, but like Tampa's
But
very
it's not. It's
Tampa's
not.
salt of the earth, which is what I like about
It's
it. People
fine. It's okay not to be bougie.
people in
you know?
Tampa are cool. They're in good shape. They
Yes.
want to be at the beach. They don't need fancy shit. Miami, not the case.
No, the opposite. Yeah.
Miami is bougie as fuck.
Yeah.
Miami is all appearances.
Yes.
Who are you? What can you do for me? Very transactional.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
imagine it. Since there's such a good like core family thing, I'm sure people don't feel as lonely as they do in like an LA where there's
100%.
where there's tons of transplants. I'm sure there's transplants in Miami.
Well,
too.
people in Miami also live with their parents till they're 35
Right,
or 40.
right.
So
Like
it's like
Italians.
it's also easier to just be like, oh yeah, I love it here because I'm with my family. And I'm like, no, you're just not. You don't want to grow up. And that's cool, and that's all right. That's all right. You know, it's like,
Well, which is what part of why it's so impressive that you took the leap here.
I know, man. I know. It's awesome. Though.
I
I needed it. Yeah.
I recently got your kind of roommate scorecard
oh yeah.
from Max Mantikoff, who's
Okay.
also been on the show before.
Right.
And let's just say that the feedback has been mixed.
It's. I mean,
No.
listen.
I'm fucking with you.
No. I understand it. Max is great. Love the guy. He's brought me into his life in the sense by offering me a room in his apartment, and it's awesome. And it's a great price, so I cannot complain. However, Max and I have similar. You know, there's differences. And
Carlos
that's
is
where the New
learning how to
York-
live on his own, bro.
I'll listen. I'm not gonna burden him for longer than I don't know, 6 more months, a year, because if not, our friendship's gonna deter. And I don't want
You know
that
I'm
either.
fucking with you, right? I'm not. He did not say anything bad.
Oh, they didn't. Oh,
No,
I
no.
thought we were gonna put a clip of Max just being like, he never watched.
No. He's like, bro, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Bro, that's my guy, but he got to learn how to turn off the air conditioning. Bro,
It's pretty
That's a
good.
great Max impression,
good.
bro.
Bro, leave
That's
it
my
alone.
guy, bro.
Bro,
That's
leave-
my brother, bro. But
bro, that's my guy, but leaving the lights on, bro.
not good, bro.
Leaving stuff all over
right
the
on me,
living
bro.
room, bro.
Yeah, bro. God, dude, that's hilarious, bro.
But yeah, dude, like Miami's bougie. Like Carlos, he smells good. Like a comedian.
You do smell good. I
He
noticed
walked in
that.
here and I'm
Thank you.
like,
Sorry.
thank God, bro. This guy doesn't smell like a fucking
I
sewer
don't.
pit like most comics.
Yeah.
You know, he takes care of himself. Like up here, bro, it's ratchet. Like
I know,
he's
I
used
like
to
that.
driving around and seeing, you know, fancy cars and
Yeah.
being at the Delano, and now he's in Astoria walking around and everybody's like, it's a great neighborhood. He's like, this
Is it? I'm like, oh yeah. Everybody's like, it's nice, it's homey, it's cute, and I'm like, yo, there's fucking dude. The funniest thing I've seen in Astoria though, and this I will clock it in my memory forever. It was a Greek guy, a Puerto Rican guy, a black guy, and another guy arguing in their each individual languages. Like you just heard
Hilarious.
Greek, like Cuban,
Hilarious.
like you just heard like Spanish, English, everything, and I was like, yo, this is the American dream. Like these guys are arguing, they don't understand each other, but they still just want to get their point across, and I respect that. You know, like they had no idea what was going on. But yeah, Astoria's dope. I mean, listen, man, it's a very different lifestyle.
Yeah.
Which I knew it was gonna be. I've been to New York tons of times, but you know, in Queens, it's a different. My sister used to live in Queens, Astoria, actually, like 2-3 years ago when she first moved to New York, and then she moved. She's in Jersey City now, like living that suburban lifestyle. But yeah, dude, in Miami, you know, you can drive to places. You're late everywhere, and it's your fault. you know, because you drove yourself there. I think in New York, at least, you know, if you're late, it could be the train's fault, which is like that's the one thing that gets me, that saves me. But I'm trying to be just like more on time to places, go on, like, it's like you already are on that New York minute, you got to get here.
Yeah.
Like I was here 15 minutes late.
Different
That's
culturally
early for me.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
that's
mean?
the latest anyone's ever been
That's
for
Ricky,
the
he'll
pod.
tell you. That's any of them.
Yeah, that's
But-
the latest anyone's been for the pod.
Really?
15 minutes. Yes,
That's great.
I'm
Well, see,
fucking around.
I'm trying here.
No, but I'm amazed how punctual people usually are, and I would argue that 15 late is punctual
Right?
for a pod. I mean, you know,
Oh, dude, so many people would disagree with you, especially people that deal with me all the time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's that thing. I think in Miami is just where, and Miami raised me to be that way. That it's like you're not late. Everybody's late. If you're late, everybody's late. That means
different
we're all
time
early.
sensibility. Yeah.
So yeah, and then New Yorkers started moving to Miami, and they started educating us on how to be on time a little bit, and then I think more people got into that. But yeah, dude, that's the biggest thing of like in New York, I think, because everybody really does respect everybody's time. So it's a learning curve that it's helping me become a better human. So,
Good, bro.
And I think it's that whole like ratchetness of like, yo, yeah, it's ratchet here because everything just moves so quickly and it's like nuts. And not in an Ybor City way, but in this like we're all just like kind of like going.
Wears you
And
down.
In Miami, everybody's just kind of taking things like chill.
Chilling.
Like, bro, if anything, we'll meet at 11 later. Let's talk there, right? You know, like everybody's just like partying.
Yeah, which is why everybody's a scammer, because nobody has time to do it the right way.
Correct. Because they're late. And who knows what they're doing and the reason they're late, but they're just like, yeah, man, I can.
Yeah.
Or like,
I don't need to buy a Bentley. I'll just rent one for the weekend.
Literally, dude. Or just buy a Bentley. It looks like a Bentley, but the inside is like a Ford Focus like engine. You know
it's a Chrysler 300 with a Bentley thing on it.
Exactly. So it's different in that sense. This is more real. I feel like everything's just like fucking raw. There's no like fake appearances, fake bullshit. So
I remember when I was single, I'd go down to Miami. Shout out to my buddy Barrett Wolf, my doubles partner in college. So I remember we'd go out to the club and shit, and like in New York, like you're a single person in New York, and you manage to get there, right? Like once you're there, if you're in the group, now you're in it. And if there's like good looking girls around or whatever, like if you hit it off, like you might just go back together and have a great night. And like, that's it. And it's all good because she's here and like, she's living her best life. Her dad's probably helping her out. You can't just, you can't just move to New York. And it's funny. This is the difference between New York and LA. If you move to New York, your dad is helping you.
Great point.
Right? If you move to LA,
your dad might be dead. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's possible too. But if you move to LA, you're looking to find a daddy to help you.
Nice. Interesting.
That is the difference between the two cities, right? That's the two things. So like,
and in Miami, your dad is helping you, and you have a sugar daddy. Right,
exactly.
You're living large, bro.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You're graduating to a different neighborhood of the city.
Correct. Exactly.
But so I remember being out in Miami and realizing. Oh, this is like very transactional. I can't just expect to meet a girl, hit it off with her, and like have a fun weekend. Like I gotta do work. I gotta like take her out. Money. I gotta wife her up, and she's gonna have her eyes on me like a hawk. Dude.
Oh yeah.
It's like some old fashioned.
And she's gonna be jealous like of other girls.
So
too,
jealous.
Even if nothing's happened.
Yeah, it's sort of like an old fashioned way down there.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So I was like, and I was 25, whatever. I don't have any money. I'm like, I'm only the like fun for 2 days guy. And then it sort of fizzles only because I can't afford to extend it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I need to like leave on top because if this goes 2 weeks, you're going to realize I don't have my shit together and it's not going to work.
I know. And
so a lot of like quick things, right? So even if you got the clout, cool. All right. Oh, this is Carlos. What's up? Oh, bro, I'm Carlos. What's up? Only in day, bro. Yeah, like
great
that's my
impression.
impression.
Thank you.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro?
What do you mean, bro? Yeah. What's up? Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Yeah.
But then you got to deliver still.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it's cool that you were in the video. Oh, he interviewed Luar Lyle. Whatever.
They love that. But then it's like, what do you do?
Are you going to take me to Carbone? No. Okay,
shit.
well.
And I've done that. I've done like the whole like, let's pretend that I'm bigger than I am thing in Miami.
Yeah.
And it's not fun because then you're taking a girl out to Carbone or whatever.
You spend all your money.
You're spending
one meal.
Bro, I remember one day.
You're just bitter for the next 2 weeks.
I went to the one and only time I've been to Poppy Steak. Shout out to Poppy Steak. Shout out to David Grutman. Shout out to Dave Ihorn who owned this place. They're great. They always do hook up.
Shout out to Drake. Shout out to Young Chimmy. Shout out to
dude. But man, I went to Poppy Steak and I was trying to impress this girl. And I think I met her like the week before and we like hung out at a bar after a show and she had come see me. And then I think I went to Chicago. I went somewhere. I did like some show somewhere. This is in 2022. And then I came back and I was like, you know what? Everybody's talking about this Poppy Steak place. I'm going to take this girl out to Poppy Steak. And like, I didn't even need to. Like the girl, it would have been
course.
fine. And I was like, yeah, man, let's do that. Dude, I sat down. They did the whole, the funniest thing is,
Salt Bay showed up.
hold on, not even the Subway shit. In Poppy Steak, it's like they have this like big briefcase.
Oh, I've seen that.
Dude, it's so obnoxious. But I honestly, and the girl was cool, so I almost was doing it. We always were like, oh, this is funny. And I'm like, still gotta spend this money. But she's like, oh, this is so funny or whatever. And the guy that's like, they knew who I was, like one of the servers. And he's like, oh, you want us to bring the briefcase? I'm like, dude, bring the briefcase. I'm not gonna eat this. Do not, just don't try. Please don't try. I'm not gonna.
And then you're name dropping. I know David. I know.
Shout out to David. Shout out to David. Dude, I'm like, dude, please just bring the thing. So like, I'll record it. Like,
show
I'll
it.
tag you.
I'll put
But,
her
like,
in it.
I'm not gonna.
I can't do this,
Just
bro.
like bring
Mano
it.
a mano, bro.
Please. He's like, looks at me. He's like,
I got you.
and then he brought the steak. Dude. Did the whole
Hustler
thing.
life.
They just brought the steak, took it right back, but we got the video. You know, but in
She didn't know.
dude, she didn't know. She
didn't
didn't.
know.
She doesn't
She
care.
doesn't
She's
give
so
a
ill.
fuck.
She ate, you know.
You just fed her
Chicken.
cat meat, dude.
Exactly, dude. I was
It's all
like, yeah,
good.
bring, dude. But we literally only, I'm not kidding.
Fed her the dogs.
Only, we fed our dogs, fed our cats. Dude, we literally only had like 4 sides and like drinks. Not kidding. It was like a $600 like meal.
Yeah.
Dude, this is impossible.
The presentation fee for the
I
briefcase.
can't
dude.
pretend to be this guy. Like and now like, dude, I'm like chill. I'm like, dude, you want to go to like fucking Flanagan's or a diner or like something chill?
Yeah.
And that's when it's like, you know, because if not, then it's just a girl that wants that fucking.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, let's go to land. My friends are gonna meet us there, and then I don't want to do that.
This should be a lesson. You can't punch above your weight for too long.
No,
and it's not worth
you
it.
will be like, oh, I'm not. This is not me,
Right.
bro.
You're out of your league. You're bringing some girl out.
Yeah.
She doesn't appreciate it.
No.
She's like, I don't feel that good. Can you take me home? You're like, I just spent my life savings on this meal.
Bro.
We don't even get to cuddle.
Yeah.
Can
dude,
we?
hold
Can
my
you like?
hand,
Can you
bro.
hold me?
Just hold a finger.
Touch
bro.
my face.
Yeah, anything, bro.
Anything.
Can we just touch noses
Yeah.
for a
Can we?
second?
Can we
Just
Eskimo
rub
kiss?
Eskimo kiss
please?
for a bit?
Can you spank me?
Yeah, dude.
Something.
No, you know, yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
Spit on me,
Yes.
please.
It's like that's all I need. Yeah.
Dude, I always think
hilarious.
about that.
Just stare at her as the bill comes. Spit on me right now, dude.
I'll be out of your hair.
Dude, have you ever heard somebody do that? Like you'll be watching TV with somebody and like Sofia Vergara comes on. You're like, man, one night with her, I could die happy.
Oh man.
And it's
She's
like,
gorgeous, dude.
okay, are you sure about that? Because you'd spend one night with her, and then the next day you'd want to keep hanging out with her.
Of course.
And suddenly she would like realize that she's been duped, and that
By this
somehow
dude. Yeah.
by you. And plus, whoever's saying that is typically a person who's like, there's no chance. That person couldn't even fake it to get to that dinner to begin with.
At all.
So if they were to be able to, they haven't thought about the ramifications
No.
of how for the rest of their life they would realize in emphatic fashion that they have indeed peaked.
That is true.
And it would be very difficult.
And in that moment, that's when it's like
They'd be chasing it for the rest of their life
Mm-hmm.
and they'd never get there, and they would have a doom, death, depression spiral
There's
for
so
the rest
many-
of their days. It
But
would
that's the
ruin their
price you
life.
pay. I
But
could die.
You might as well die. No, the statement should be, I would be willing to die after I spent a night with her.
that is true.
Because you might as well, die.
Yeah,
You're
your
going
life
to
is
die.
gonna be the worst. Like it's not gonna be good after that. It's just gonna
worst
be, it's gonna
ever.
The worst ever after that. Because then you're never gonna have you're gonna have that thought forever. You're gonna like, bro, I was with fucking Sofia Vergara. Like that's what I can do. And it's like, yes, but never again.
Never
and
again.
then that's just
Never again.
it's
That's
not
your
easy.
9/11. Sofia Vergara. Never again.
That's your 9/11.
Never
dude.
again, dude.
Try doing an Eskimo kiss with Sofia Vergara, and then right after that,
Ooh.
shit's done, bro.
Oof, yeah.
Dude, I met her once at the premiere of Griselda. You know
Oh,
that
yeah.
show?
She was
and
great,
They had
man.
like, bro, they made it be like a whole Miami thing. She is it's insane how incredibly good that woman looks, dude. Like it's not because you know on TV or whatever, like it's just kind of nuts, man.
She's all, dude, and they'll
And
be
that
like,
accent, dude, it's like, yo, you moved here
know.
when you were 18, still got the accent, love it, dude.
bro, and they'll show clips of her when she was like 22. She's like a host, and you're like, oh, she's like been a baddie.
Bro, it's insane.
Was she a deal or no deal briefcase gal?
I don't
know.
think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
She's too good. She would have been too good for that at the time.
I'll look it up,
can
but
check,
I'll
yeah.
look it up.
No, because she
yeah.
was in a show, bro. Sofia Vergara started she was the co-host of a sports show.
Right.
With Fernando del Rincón, which is a huge...
Fernando del Rincón.
Fernando del Rincón, Univisión, 8-7 Centro. Dude, she was the co-host of this guy. This guy was like just like this like 42-year-old like Argentinian guy, I think, Argentinian or Chilean, one of these. And one of these fucking South American countries where they eat cats and dogs. Dude, and she was just like a co-host like at 22, 23, and she was traveling the world, and then bro just kept rising and rising and rising. I think it's incredible like what's happened with her, because she's like, it was all Spanish, and
so
then like
charming,
never lost her accent, never lost her like
she
anything.
rules.
You know what I'm saying? It's pretty impressive.
Totally.
I can't think of someone that has like an accent that deep that is like as successful, not in like a caricature way. You know? It's like, you know, she's getting legit roles, like, you know, like Griselda shit and all that shit.
I bet her accent sounds the thickest and the sexiest in Miami.
100%. Well, that Colombian Medellin accent, that whole like, bro, are you kidding me, bro? You ever heard that? You know what accent I'm talking about?
I've heard it from
the accent that's like, it's not just like, yo soy de Colombia. No, it's like, yo soy de Colombia, parce. That whole like, it sounds like you're getting like rocked into bed, bro. Bro, they could say anything. They could say anything, bro.
Interesting.
They could say like, bro, there was this girl I dated that, the second girl I ever like dated like for a while, I like how that's how I call it. I don't call her my second girlfriend. The second girl
I like dated for a while.
Yeah, that's the way we refer to man. Not
keeping your options open.
Exactly, dude. She had that Colombian Medellin accent, and anything she said was great. She would like ask me if I was jealous. She would want me to. She would purposely make herself like, she would purposely want me to be jealous. Like she'd be like, "Estás celoso? Are you jealous? What happened? Yo no sé qué te hizo." Like she would do shit to make me. I was like, yo, this is that's when I learned what toxicity was. And
that
was
like,
wow,
the toxicity of our city.
Oh my god,
dude. Yeah, man. That's tough, man. That is very, very tough.
That's hot.
So that's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane, bro. And that's where fucking Sofia Vergara is from, bro.
Damn.
She did not do Deal or No Deal.
She did not.
She didn't, right? No, thank God. No, you know who did? The fucking queen. What's her name? Oh my God, she's married to Harry the Prince, bro.
Oh, from Suits?
Meghan Markle?
Meghan Markle, bro. She did do Deal or No Deal, I'm pretty sure.
Well, she ended up getting the ultimate deal.
She sure fucking did, dude.
Well, dude, Carlos and I, so Carlos is one of the few people who like knows about all the music that I listen to. So it's funny. I'm always looking for somebody to talk about it with, and it ends up turns into me getting too excited, and like I just like turn into people just like think I'm a fanboy, and it like typically gets weird. Like if I'm just like,
I'm not a fanboy, dude. I'm not like that. I don't like him
no,
like that.
I like, oh yeah, no, that's my favorite album. Yeah, that's like my favorite one he did.
No, dude, you have the I think you know more about reggaeton. I'm not gonna say it like that. Reggaeton. Than I think anybody that I have ever met. And I'm talking about people that were born in Puerto Rico, have been friends with Bad Bunny, people that are super deep rooted in the culture. The way you know about specific songs and like the history behind them, in the way that I know, because I'm the type of guy that was like watching the special features in movies. You know, I'm the type of guy that looks up like who recorded this, who produced that, and you are too. So I'm like, wow, dude, and you don't even speak Spanish, which is so impressive. I swear to God, I'm like, yo, this is why your reggaeton is as big as it is, because someone like you could be like, yo, Davy's my favorite fucking guy right now. Young Chimmy, Young Meek, all these people.
Yeah.
That most people.
My boy Omar
really
Courts, dude.
Omar, bro.
He just dropped.
Omar Courts is incredible, but Omar Courts, no one knew who Omar Courts was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Omar Courts, and I don't even know what I'm saying. Omar Courts was signed to Mr. 305 label.
Oh, interesting.
Which is like Pitbull's label.
Interesting.
And out of nowhere, he just blew up like out in 2022. He even had a song with Pitbull. Did you ever hear that song? He had a song with Pitbull.
No.
Oh my, El Alfa.
Oh, it's nice.
Bro, you would love
fucking
that
El
song.
Alfa. Ya que la calle bota fuego.
Fuego. It's a song called Candela, obviously.
Candela?
Any song that Alpha is on has to be hot. Literally.
So they all, it's funny. It's like hip hop. Obviously, it's like basically its own kind of hip hop. Like in this way where like they all like use the same terminology.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I'm picking things up. And it's funny, like one day there's a chance that I will learn Spanish, but it will be this like Puerto Rican Spanish.
You'll
where
speak
like
the best Spanish.
Where like anything that's ARER is EL. And like I'm starting to like pick up on that stuff a little bit where I'm like, oh, this is funny. Where like there's a chance that I will sound absolutely insane if I were able to pull off learning Spanish specifically like a Puerto Rican person.
Oh, it's the best.
Which would be awesome, bro.
But Puerto Rican Spanish is like my favorite Spanish though. Puerto Rican Spanish,
it's cool.
Has always
it sounds
been,
cool.
Yeah, because it's like it's the L's. It's not only the L's, but then it's also the way they speak. It's like very like cute. Like they're very cute with it. Like they're like about to kill you, but they're
What
like,
is it? They're fácil.
eh?
They're fácil.
They're fácil.
I always say they always say that in the song.
They're fácil?
No, they just say fácil.
Fácil, easy.
Yeah, but is that like
Fácil.
I like accompany that by thinking that it's a specifically Puerto Rican way that they're saying it. Is that just a thing all
Fácil.
Spanish
No,
people say?
I mean it's. I guess they do use
I'm just
that word a
making
lot.
things up.
No, but fácil is a thing. They be throwing
Fácil.
that in. Fácil. Well, and it's also like the way that they say like, and I have a joke about this on my act that it's like it's everything ends in like ito for a Puerto Rican.
Oh yeah.
They use a lot of like they just add like it's just like adding little. Like adding little cup, little this, little table, little book, but they're just like el librito, el chachito, la sentica, todo también te la cosita, el Julito. Like they'll just throw ito after everything, bro. And it's the most adorable thing. But they're looking at you. They have a gun in front of your face. About
Give me your little wallet.
rob you. Dame el relojito que te doy tres tiritos que te pongas muertito. It's so cute, bro. It's adorable, but it's also like scary because of how it's like an evil villain is talking to you.
That is so
It's
funny.
I love Puerto Rican Spanish. It's my favorite,
is
and it's
so
like,
funny.
yeah, dude.
That
And
is
they know
fucking-
English super fucking well too. Like
Yeah,
in the
right.
island, like so it's
And that's the thing too, where they'll like some of the artists will like you say a lot of English stuff, but some of them you don't even know they're saying it. Like I'll be listening to a thing and
because
I'll,
it just sounds Spanish.
yeah,
so.
like I've been like Davies, this artist that I've been listening to,
Davey.
Davey underwater, and I didn't realize he's saying underwater.
That's why you commented that on that.
Yeah, underwater. You see me make the comment.
so funny.
I think
I
that's
didn't
the
even
record
realize
label
that.
or something.
Underwater.
No, he literally underwater.
But it's not underwater.
Or
It's underwater.
Yeah, exactly. Or flavor,
an L.
flavor.
Yes, bro. Flavor. Dude, it's amazing. Sorry, Ryan. This is
It makes me laugh. dude.
Nothing to apologize for.
Anyway, so yeah, like my history of listening to the genre, if anybody cares. When I used to be a tennis instructor. My roommate, we like shared rooms when we would teach in the Hamptons. My roommate was named Gustavo. He's Venezuelan. He actually was.
that's the origin of this.
I played him in tennis in high school. He like moved to Connecticut,
Wow.
like lived with his uncle or something. I forget exactly what happened, but he was really fucking good. So I like knew him from before. But anyway, he would drive. He had a car. He would drive us to work, and he would always. There was this Yoel Irandi song he would always play, which is called En,
What year was this?
En Venezuela. You know the song En Venezuela. Me encontré una nena
Yes.
bella que
Wow,
a
that's
mí
how
me
old is that?
enamoró. Must have been like 2006.
Wow.
Old, right? So
Wow.
like there was that, and like dile que bailando me conocí.
Cuéntale. Yeah, dude.
Cuéntale que te conocí bailando.
Bro, but the
Cuéntale
Spanish is
lo
good. man.
mejor que él.
Cuéntale que
te
está
traigo
con otra.
cuenta.
That's Don Omar, right?
Que no lo quiere ver, que
no,
quizá
no,
con-
no, no,
que quizá fue la
no.
noche en la que te traicionó.
yes.
So anyway, so like I was really into all that shit,
Shout
and also friquitona, dama
Friquitona, friquitona.
that voice has kind of like become like a thing that's only like old school.
Oh, yeah.
And when you hear it now, even it'll be like Chencho, who's like an OG.
Oh, but that's why those songs when like yes, bro. Ya me porto
Yeah,
bonito.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah, yeah.
it's because it's that old school and it's cute. That voice is cute, bro.
Yeah.
It's an adorable voice, but you're using it with like it's coming from a guy that might have shot 3 people, but it's like oh, he's a drug dealer too, but that's just how he talks. Like
Yeah.
it's adorable.
Looney Tune, Nelly, el alma secreta.
Even
very
the
Joe
name-
Pesci.
Fuimos hasta abajo, mami hasta abajo.
Even calling your group Looney Tunes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
How fucking adorable. It's like, let's call it the cartoon we watched when we were kids, and it's adorable.
Yes.
Bugs Bunny, I'm like, you know,
Yes.
Bad Bunny probably came from Bugs Bunny in some way. shape, or
Right,
form.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all these like cultural things that like they get in English too. It's not like they might have gotten translated in Spanish too, but that they like take and grab and they like turn it and make it their own shit. It's
Totally.
amazing.
So that was the
Puerto Rican
time where
shit.
that like Nori song came out that was popular.
Nori.
Boricua, Cubano, Dominicano.
Wow.
That was like
Cubano,
the crossover
Dominicano,
song.
Boricua.
No me canto.
Dude, that's right. That's a Nori fucking
Yeah,
song.
Nori song. So that was like a crossover song that like landed up here.
else was on that?
And Nori's from New York.
Yeah.
I don't know who else was in it, but Emo Reggaeton. Like, remember?
Yeah, I remember the video.
Is
like,
Daddy
watching
Yankee in it? I forget. There's somebody in it.
Is
But
it Daddy Yankee?
Daddy Yankee, Gasolina came out around then.
2006,
And
2007.
I started doing a deep
in fucking
dive.
sixth
Remember that
grade,
song
yeah.
Seguroski?
Oh my god.
Seguroski,
Seguroski.
que toda la gata se gana no meloski.
Yo, dude, I forgot about that. But even Daddy Yankee was doing that voice too, though.
Yeah, he
If
like
you think
started
about
it.
Yeah.
Hasta abajo dale metal en suave.
Wow. Dude.
So anyway,
I
so
feel like I'm in middle school dance right now.
deep dive, right? And then
Yeah.
I kind of like forgot about it. Like that was for a few years, and I still had the songs that I liked, but
Mm-hmm.
I stopped listening to it. And then I heard the Cardi B Bad Bunny song, and
it like that.
yeah, and I was just like,
That's 2017,
and I was like, okay,
2018.
I typically hate songs that are like another song that already exists. Like I like it like that. It's like a
yeah.
song already. I'm
I
like,
hate every Pitbull song ever made. Then.
yeah,
'Cause
well,
that's
exactly.
all that is,
So I'm
yeah.
like, okay, this is kind of lame. And
Yeah.
like, so I kind of didn't give the song any attention, but I randomly heard the Bad Bunny verse at one point, and he just has one of those like voices that's just like undeniable.
And this is
Almost
the
like,
first time you probably hear Bad Bunny too.
first time I ever heard him. It was almost like, and I know he'd been around for a bit already.
Yeah.
And, but
Well,
to me-
that's definitely what blew
But
him
I
up,
was
though.
still early to the thing. I mean, like
Yeah.
the 100 pre album or whatever was the only one that was
siempre,
out
por
still.
siempre.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that's what that spells, right?
Oh, really? Hilarious.
X por,
Oh,
which
crazy.
is like by, por 100, siempre, por
Wow.
siempre. So it's like forever.
Wow. Okay. Well, see, there's still
We're learning
big
here.
gaps in my knowledge.
learning here, dude.
There's still big gaps in my knowledge.
Yeah.
But I do know that the YH whatever is yo hago lo que me da la gana.
That's right.
Right.
Hell yeah, dude.
So anyway,
Yo, look at that, I got it.
so that's where I found him, and like he's like a Drake, where like pretty much every song he does is good. Like he doesn't really miss. So I started getting really into Bad Bunny at that point, and then have continued, and then since then have just like started getting into everybody else. One time I was in the Galapagos Islands and I had food poisoning, and I just had the top 10 countdown on over and over and over again because it was like the only thing on the TV. And Karol G had 2 songs on that.
Nice.
Got really into her. Location and El Maquinón, both classics.
Mándamelo. Ajá. Well, I think she did that with Anuel, right?
Locations
one
with
song with
Anuel,
Anuel,
when they were still together.
Yeah.
And Maquinón's with Mariah Angelique, who's like not really around much these days.
She is not. Yeah, she was for a while.
She had a hot moment.
She
She's
had
pretty
that
good.
one. She had, what's that other song? Yeah, it's El Maquino.
She has a good song with, wait, are you talking about Karol G or
Maria
Mariah?
Angelique.
Oh, she had a song with Ñengo Flow that's like, Tócame cosa mi cielo
Yes.
última.
She has a few other ones that were bangers, but that was like 2 years ago. I haven't
Yeah.
heard much from her yet.
So anyway, started just
So that's where you found Bad Bunny, found all this. Yeah.
it slowly turned into, there was a couple of Bad Bunny songs on my playlist with my hip hop playlist.
Yeah.
But there was only a couple. And then it turned into that is now the only music that I listen
That's
to.
all you, yeah.
It is now all that I listen
It's
to.
crazy, dude. For me, it was like, I was in Esau when I was like, obviously, because I moved from Mexico when I was 10. My parents are Cuban, but I was born in Mexico.
Where in Mexico?
Mexico City. DF, Distrito Federal, way. And shout out to.
That's I think top 5. I think it's like the 5th or 6th most populated city in the world.
I fucking love Mexico City. I
Very
went
close.
recently in April. I did like 2 shows there, and it was my nephew's baptism because I have a half sister that still lives there. And bro, going there like as an adult, because I left and then I went back when I was like 18, and then I had a mom back in like 10 years.
Oh damn.
And man, I love that city. That city's incredible. I mean, it feels like New York in a sense, in the sense that it's like everything's moving fast. It's like,
Yeah.
but it still has that like culture around it. Not obviously New York too, but like it's that Mexican like deep rooted culture. Like you see like a guy selling like elote on the street, which is like that's normal everywhere. But it's just like he's playing that like just a bit of fucking mariachi in the back while he's
Right.
like riding in, and it's like he's like dying. Like
Yeah.
he looks like sun has made him like just a raisin of a person.
Mexican
Like, he just
music
is
too is like
fucking-
innocent.
It's beautiful.
It's like
it's like
bing, 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 bing,
yeah.
bing, bing.
And it's just all about like, oh, you cheated on me, or I cheated on you. I'm sorry. It's all the same shit. It's all the same shit, dude. I was trying to put a fucking song in the background of like a story, and I was looking for Grupo Frontera. You know Grupo Frontera? Correct. And dude, every single song is about like te quiero otra vez, like I need you back, and it's like all this shit. I'm like, yo, I'm just trying to put like a hype song, like just like a happy song. Everything's like yo te extraño. It's the same shit. But so I moved from Mexico, and that was in 2005 that I moved. I was like 10, and I got here, and it was just I did 5th grade and then 6th grade.
Did you speak English already?
Barely though, very little.
So like if I was like, hey Carlos, what's going on? What have you been up to today? How would you have sounded?
Today I went to the store.
Keep going.
I wanted to have that's just
My friend.
yeah. It's very bro. I literally learned it for 4
Keep
years.
going. Keep going.
Yeah, dude. No.
What are you studying in school? What are you learning in English?
I was studying lots of. I learned about stairs, doors, cats, bicycles, just like the basic words, dude. So when I got here, I was in 5th grade, and I was placed in ESOL classes. There's like level 1 and level 5.
What's that mean again?
ESOL is English for student, like second language, something like that. English for those of
English for second language.
literally. And so they placed me in those classes. I'm in Hialeah, which is this place that I told you, like in Miami, no one speaks any English really. And bro, that's the first that I really ever heard any sort of reggaeton. I was in 5th, 6th grade. It was just a bunch of kids that had just moved from like Venezuela, Dominican Republic, Cuba, that they're also like a year or two into the country, but they're, you know, still 10, 11. And I remember in middle school is when I was like in ESOL level 3 at this point or whatever, which is just, I just knew a little more English, but not enough. And that's when I first like heard of like Daddy Yankee, when I first heard of like
Don Omar.
Tego Calderon,
Oh
Don
my God,
Omar.
Tego, yeah.
And then I was like taking like, I remember, bro, in 7th grade, I was taking like fucking fashion advice from like these kids. So they'll be like, yo, you gotta get the Dickies, bro. Cogete los Dickies que son grandes. Like, I would wear thick ass Dickies, bro. My shirts were like triple XL, just
looking like a cholo.
big. Yeah, but I had glasses and braces. So I was wearing that shit with like spiky hair, glasses, braces, just like, yeah, gasolina. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had that aspect. And then in 8th grade, they placed me in gifted classes.
Okay.
So I like went from like ESOL to I sincerely don't know how I passed that. Like I don't know what test I had to pass.
Don't be modest,
to
bro.
get that. No, I just
smart,
legitimately
but you
don't
smart
know.
ass.
Whatever. I just remember I should have failed that ESOL 5 test because like they asked me like, oh, what is this? Is it and they showed me a picture of a sun, like a sunrise or whatever.
It's a sunrise.
It was sunrise. Literally though, I'm not kidding.
Over the moon
have that
and the stars.
in my memory, bro. It was a sunset and a sunrise. That's what it's called, right? Whatever. Is it what it called? I
It's
don't
what
know.
you call
But
sun go away for the night.
literally,
calling,
the lady was like, "What is it called when the sun is going up?"
He go to bed.
And I was like, "It's a sun." She's like, "The sun is going up." I'm like, "Sun up?" Like I just would say the word she told me to. And I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna pass this." And I passed it somehow.
Wow.
And then I took some other shit and I got placed in gifted. And then it was just different, dude.
Yeah.
Because I was stuck for 2-3 years with like, I was listening to this reggaeton shit. I was like into like the culture, like whatever. Like as a kid, I mean, how much could you be when you were 11, 12? But that is formative years, or whatever. And
You have
then
nothing
I
else
was
to
in
do.
Gifted.
Those are the years where you remember every single song.
Exactly, bro. And then I was in Gifted and I started listening to like literally Coldplay, Green Day, My Chemical Romance, and I kind of just like
Lynch loves that.
Ryan just smiled like
Oh,
crazy.
I
He's like,
thought you were
I'm
gonna say My
talk
Chemical
now.
Romance. Yeah.
dude. So all that shit, I was just like into it now. Not even remotely like it's in my brain, I ever thought I was gonna like that type of music. And then I was like, oh wow, dude. And I just, because I wanted to fit in with these kids, I just stopped listening to like Daddy Yankee and the Romad and shit. And I started listening to this. And then I like in high school, I started listening to a lot more hip hop. I was listening to like, you know, Drake, like just nonstop. Not even
Literally
anybody
the
else,
song.
just Drake.
Literally the song nonstop.
Literally a Drake song. Lil Wayne, bro. I remember like that shit. I was like nonstop, like fucking like singing Lollipop and all this shit. And I just got super, super into that. Eminem, I got into it. And then high school happened. I was just super hip hop, rock. That was like my thing. And then, bro, finally, again, I was already like in FIU, and I started listening to more like reggaeton again, slowly but surely. This is like 2016 at this point. And then like Bad Bunny came out like in
Was
2017.
was Ozuna already big back then?
Yes,
and was that like
Ozuna was
Anuel
starting
got
to be
out of
big.
jail?
Yes.
Time. Okay, so those are like the guys then.
Those
right?
were the guys there. But so it wasn't as big as it is now, even a little bit. Like Ozuna, bro, people don't realize how big Ozuna was in that time.
Dude.
Ozuna was fucking every
Se
single...
preparó.
Come on, man. Ozuna was incredible. Like Ozuna was like
great.
Aventura in a person. Like that's
So
how people
good,
would
dude.
like... And he had this beautiful voice or whatever.
Yeah, if
And-
anybody listening doesn't know about any of these artists, like go check some of these people out.
Yeah,
that we're
dude, get some culture in
talking
your
about.
life, Ryan. Okay.
Osuna.
Osuna, bro.
Yeah.
So I started listening to that, and I was like, you know what? Let me give this a chance. And I kind of would make fun of it. Like, I remember the first song I heard of Bad Bunny, which was like in 2017, Soy Peor. Hola, soy peor. I would make fun of that song. I'd be like, what the fuck is this guy saying? Like, hola, soy peor, hola, soy peor. I now listen to that song, and I'm like, hola, soy peor por ti, you know?
Amor Fora.
Unironically.
Dude, yes. Dude.
Yeah. Classics.
So that happened, and then slowly but surely, I just became a huge fan of not only the genre, but of Bad Bunny. Like, I was just like nonstop. And then when Por Siempre came out, and Bad Bunny had all these singles out already.
Yeah.
Like
Dile,
Chambea,
Hola.
Diles, all these
Yeah.
songs that were like incredible,
Dile.
fire.
And Arca, him and Arcangel.
Where he comes out. By the way, yeah. Fuck it. Oh, that's where it's that video when he comes out. Bro, that's 2018, and it's like such a legendary like thing that he like references back to it in that new album that he released last year.
Yeah, he
He's
always
like,
does.
Cuando salimos del, like when we, what is that? Yeah, well, that from the Un Verano Sin Ti.
Yeah.
But that's like, I don't know, man. That like little era of 2016, 2017, 18, where they were figuring it out, and you can tell they were figuring it out.
Yeah, dude,
like this
totally.
whole like, you know, Mambo Kings, all this shit.
Mambo Kings.
And then slowly but surely, this shit just became super mainstream, bro. Like,
Dude, like,
from
let me
him.
show you this, bro.
God,
and
man, that
then
shit was,
we can cut this out if it's just like too clunky. But like even like early Anuel, bro, there's this like Anuel video where he's like freestyling. Fuck, what is it? Anuel, DJ Nelson. Hold on. That's what it is.
Wow.
Look, dude, he like his teeth are all janky. Like to your point, like it was like low budget till like recently.
When the teeth are janky, like on an artist, are like, oh yeah, we know this is
like,
this is
dude,
old school shit.
So while this is loading up, because I don't have the YouTube that skips the ads, it's always funny for me because there's so many gaps in my knowledge. And like, if you want to get deep with it, there's no like English covering of like the drama or of like past stuff. So like
what?
So all these, what, like,
Could be you.
I mean, yeah, I could be the bridge here, but dude, like
we should do that, dude.
Right?
Dude,
Yeah.
just like history. I would love
history,
that.
drunk history of
I swear to
reggaeton.
God, I feel people would like legitimately.
But dude, like for example, everyone's talking about Tego Calderon in every song. I'm like, who
Tego
the fuck?
Calderon.
I'm like, who the fuck's this guy Calderon? And like, I would literally, I think I posted that one time, and people were like, dude,
You
because
gotta
like
take that down.
but some people have like figured out that it's like funny that I'm this anomaly, that like this guy who loves this culture, and like so I'm sure some people think it's cringe, and like it is a little, I guess. So like I'm fine with that. But like there's some people who think it's so funny, and like they'll be like, yo, you need to like learn about Tego, bro. And they like send me some songs, and like I'm slowly
Tego's
filling in all my knowledge.
Incredible. Well, you know that song in Fina, like the Tego sample. Or like,
Oh, I know,
"La
I know.
más gusta, son la más fina."
Yeah,
Bro, that song was huge in like 2005. Bro.
Yeah, I thought that was sick that
He
they
was
used
incredible.
That. Bro, look at this.
Tego Calderon was like the Godfather, bro.
Yeah,
But that's why those guys, like, they were like, fuck it, we'll use Movie Maker. Like, they're like, let's just go, bro.
Yeah.
Ponlo, no me importa cómo lo haga, dale. And that was
and
it.
dude, so
They'll
I was
drop
like,
the video, doesn't matter.
I was talking to Ricky about this, Ricky Velez, who's
Yeah.
we've mentioned already, sort of like how we met each other. But
Yeah.
anyway, he's like, bro, he's like these guys. Like I was talking about how Anuel is just like cantankerous.
He loves Bad
figure.
Bunny, too.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I take some responsibility for that.
I know. He gives you that credit.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Not that it matters, but dude, but he's like, I was like, you know, Anuel, like whatever, like people think he's a dick. He's like, bro, he's like, where these guys like came from, and now that he's like, you can't tell them shit, and I'm like,
It's true, though.
facts.
It's true.
Like, that's so real.
Well, it's like that whole thing that like everybody says like about Drake, that like, you know, he came from the suburbs and like he's Canadian and all this shit, which is like why all this shit really has stemmed from, all that's happened like with Kendrick and all this shit. But these guys that you can't, there's just evident pictures of these guys that were like, bro, Manuel was in jail like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
and when he
for,
came
like,
out,
2 or
he was
3
like
years.
the biggest reggaeton artist.
Yeah, dude.
He had a gun, went to jail.
That's what fucked up Manuel, bro. Going to jail.
That's what Arcangel
is
says, bro.
Bro, this is the thing.
See, I'm getting in on some of the drama. If this is too deep cut of an episode, I apologize to everybody.
I think this is what they want.
This
No, Anuel fucking went to jail in 2016, I think. And he had released like a bunch of fucking music. It was awesome. Bad Bunny then, in those 2 years, blows up even further.
Wait, like, but this is after he's already gotten out of jail. Bad Bunny blows up.
Well,
right?
no, Bad Bunny started blowing up.
Okay, the
while
album.
he was in
So
jail.
okay, let's get the timeline right here because you know some pensando en ti, pensando en mí.
Yeah, but that's what?
That is that. I know that's old, but is that like pre-jail?
That's
or
pre-jail.
Okay. So which album is after jail? Is the one that like
The one that
Ferrari? That
the
one?
one before the one that he's like in a blue. You have
The blue one is okay. So obviously I have all these. But
The blue one-
This is after jail.
That's after jail.
Okay, so
Wait,
Pensando
what
en
year
Ti is
that?
on
What year
this.
is that?
This is 2018.
That's right after jail.
Yeah.
That album came out.
Oh,
right
got
after
it.
he went
Yes,
to jail.
and he was the biggest thing. This album is incredible, by the way.
Amazing album.
It's so
Name like
good.
3 songs out of that album. People would probably know those songs, even
Yeah.
if they speak English, because it's just like.
Well, I don't know. To
Actually,
be
you're
honest,
right, yeah.
I don't know if people would know any songs on this. To be honest,
Really?
it's. I don't think people who listen to the genre who do
Who's
not
featured on that,
I mean, it's like We Seen Ozuna, like Naturales is on it.
bro?
Ñengo Flow.
We seen Yandel Ozuna
Zion.
being featured on your album when you were in jail for 2 years. That's a big ass deal
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
time.
So that
And
so
Bad Bunny, and mind you, that year is when Bad Bunny dropped Por Siempre,
yeah.
and Bad Bunny was featured on a bunch of motherfuckers.
And they did a bunch of songs together back then. They were great.
And then there was just beef.
They kind of had beef, maybe, but like they try to act like there's not beef, but there is.
No, there was beef. Well, when
And
Bad
even-
Bunny put him on Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana,
2 amazing songs.
bro, I think some of the best songs on that album, I was like, oh, so it's fine, everything's good again. And then there was something that they released last year in 2023 that was like, I don't know if you saw that Anuel posted on his stories.
Dude, I saw it. Okay, so this is from what this is from. This is from the Tiny album where Bad Bunny did the secret feature. And then he says, "You're not the king of trap. I'm the king of trap."
But he
or some
doesn't
shit.
call him out.
He
but
said it
calls him
rudely
out.
too.
Yeah.
And then Anuel went crazy, shows the DMs like a true like hood dude would.
Yeah.
Like showing the DMs, and
Which
Bad
was
Bunny's like,
basically
"Yo."
Bad Bunny, like, not praising him, but giving him like his flowers or whatever.
But they gave him shit. But they gave him a hard time when he wore the dress. Him and Ozuna were making fun of him.
Oh,
and it's
of
like,
course.
all right, bro. If you can't beat him, join him because now you guys look like unks.
Literally,
You look like old heads.
and that's exactly what
And
happened.
that's what happened. And both of them have like kind of fallen off. Like Ozuna, like post label, it seems like he's in his post label era where he's
That's
just like
exactly what he's doing.
making his own shit, and it's just not as good.
Not at all, bro.
And well, still makes okay stuff, but it's like
I don't even
25
know.
tracks, and like you got to search for the good ones. I don't know, not to be a dick.
I know it's also like,
I still fuck with Anuel, but
me too. And I met him
Everyone
one
hates
time
him.
last year at Viva La Urbana, and he was very nice in person. But I saw how he treated people around him, and I was like, oh, this
he was
guy's a
like,
dick,
yo,
bro.
no.
Like, this guy's a dick. Dude.
Interesting,
Like, and I was like, backstage, like, fucking, it was there's a festival called Viva La Urbana, which you know what? I'm going to say this here. I'm going to take you to Viva La Urbana next year.
Oh my god,
We're going to go to Miami.
I love that.
Viva La Urbana is the only reggaeton festival that exists. It's
Everybody does it.
everybody's done it except Bad Bunny. But even J Balvin headlined
Wow.
2 years ago.
So who headlined it this year?
Anuel.
Wow.
And who else? Anuel and Raúl Alejandro.
Hey, Raul Alejandro seems like a guy who's
Love that
like
guy.
who's more like comes from like a more like
Suburban lifestyle.
middle. Yeah, he seems
Yeah.
like a middle class
But he
guy.
doesn't.
He's cool as fuck.
He doesn't
though.
play like, oh, I'm a fucking gangster. He's like, I'm a dancer. Look at my fucking happy feet. I'm out here dancing.
Dude, yeah.
I'm 5'6".
Felt
and it's
bad
fine.
for him when him and Rosalia broke up.
too, bro.
I'm Team Raul on that one,
That
bro.
shit broke my
They did a
heart.
couples interview where they're like answering each other's questions, bro. And she's like,
was
he's
adorable.
like, who's my favorite soccer player? And she's like, Cristiano Ronaldo. And he just goes, so sick. I'm like, it's fire.
I know. That lasted like 4 months, but it felt like it was like
That three track thing they put out was fire.
Beso. No.
So, that's Hillary's favorite song.
I love really.
So, and also Vampiros is a banger.
Vampiros is really good, and the video for Vampiros is incredible. Did you ever watch that video?
I have, yeah.
So dope.
Okay, so anyway, we'll stop. this
amount of tangents
is
we
my
went
fault. But
it's
anyway, but so what other of these artists have you met? Do you have any good anecdotes for us? Anecdote means story
Anuel I've
in
met.
English.
Lugar La L.
Oh yeah.
Lugar La L was dope. That was cool because he has a song with Anuel, and he was about to go on stage with Anuel, and then we had passes because of Only in Day, like backstage, and Lugar La L was there with like his manager and like his fucking like boys, and Milky Woods, which is another. I don't know if people know him. He's like this dude, red beard, red hair. He's another reggaeton artist that doesn't really have anything right now. So he was there, and I was like, yo, these guys they were like D'd up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like out here.
What does that mean? D'd up.
Yeah, like they were like just with a bunch of like
Goons.
goons.
Yeah.
Yes. For lack of a better word, yeah. So it's
I
there.
still don't. What do you mean? I need further.
Goons, like a bunch of
Lots
dudes.
other Puerto Rican.
A bunch of dudes looking
with
down
guns.
and not saying much.
Okay.
And
They're only there if shit pops off, which it might.
it might.
It could. It should.
But it's hilarious to think that I'm gonna make shit pop off. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So I'm going to them and I'm like going to his manager and I'm like, hey, like we would love to like do an interview with
Only
him.
a
And
day,
they're all just like
100,000 followers, look,
they're like,
a million
oh,
followers.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
1.7 million.
1.7 million, Poppy.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we're like,
Sí,
they're like,
sí.
dale, como quiera, está bien, no hay problema. And we're like, let's just out here like with his glasses.
No
you know,
problema.
and dale, vale, va
Glasses
para-
always.
Ponlo rápido, do it fast. Bro. And I'm getting him, like, the minute I asked him, he has that song, Teléfono Nuevo.
Yeah. Manacuel Garden.
Bro, and I asked him, like, yo, what's like your, like, you have this song, because it was right after, Nadie sabe lo que va a pasar mañana, Bad Bunny's new album, that had come out in, like, November, October last year. The festival is in February, so it's only been, like, 3 months. That song's still blowing up. And I was like, bro, like, you're in that song. What's your favorite verse from that song? This motherfucker rapped the verse
sick.
to the mic, and he's just like, I was like, como yo viene la escuela, bro, I was
Sick.
like, whatever. And then I asked him, I forgot what question I asked him. That
It was
like,
before the album or it just come out?
it had just come out. 3 months earlier, it had come out. So he like did that, and I had asked him, I forgot what the fuck I asked him specifically, but I was like, it was like a funny question, and I just took I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna throw this out there. And then they laughed, like the goons.
Oh,
and
nice.
And I was like, oh,
They're like,
thank
yo,
God,
you're
bro.
all right.
Yes,
you're
bro.
one
And
of
I was like,
us.
oh, good. Thank God this worked out perfectly, dude. But I was so scared going to it.
You're like, what's your favorite snack?
Yeah, shit, no, well, yeah, exactly. But because not scared, but I was like, dude, this guy's gonna make me feel like a fucking pussy, dude. I already know. And he was just cool with it. And like he was like down to earth, super dope. Rosalia was dope too.
Oh, nice.
I interviewed her at the last B-Roll Urbana. At 3 Points. It was another festival they had. She's cool as fuck. She's the one. My interview was 9 minutes long with her. We only put like 1 minute up, but she just was the sweetest, most incredible.
Interesting.
Like just super down to earth. Like
She's an
chill
incredible
girl.
voice. Yeah.
She was awesome, man.
That's cool.
She was really dope.
Sick,
Who else
dude.
have I met? I've met a bunch of the motherfuckers, but like sometimes the ones that I've interviewed was like him, Luar La L, Rosalia. What's this guy's name? J Balvin. I met.
He lives in New York. I see him all the time.
He's dope. Yeah, he's
see him
sure.
around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen him 3 or 4 times walking around downtown, like
That's
Soho.
fucking awesome. Is he like all with his?
He's just like
attire?
chilling. He's wearing like a kind of like sweatsuit. He's sort of in his like.
I don't know what's up with J Balvin.
No, he's sort of like he'll have like a resurgence at some point.
I hope so because I do think he's dope. You know what album I was listening to recently?
Hillary likes him a lot. I'm not as big of a fan.
I'm not that big of a fan of his either, to be honest. He's cool, but I think you know what album I love? That Oasis album with him and Bad Bunny.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good.
That was incredible. I love that song with Enanitos Verdes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
shout
a
out
good
to
one.
them, bro. Yeah, I love that. I love that album.
I was telling Lynch the story, and we've talked about this on the pod. The story of what is it? The Mexican guys. I forget their name, but how
Which one?
they didn't know that Bad Bunny remixed the song till the day they shot the video.
Oh, that was awesome.
I think you may have told me that story.
I think so.
It's
Grupo
so
Frontera.
cool.
Well,
yeah.
they say that in an Apple Music interview.
Frontera. Yes, yes. And dude, the main guy's so cute. He like has braces and shit. But you can tell he's
They
a
took him
dog.
off. They
You
took
could
him off.
You could tell he's a dog too.
Yeah, they took
You're
him
like,
off recently. I saw. I was like, all right, that makes sense now.
This guy might be stepping out on his marriage occasionally.
Yeah, 100%. Is he married? Probably.
Make a whole album about it. I don't know, but he was like a car salesman or some shit. Like the only
incredible.
only this guy was the only guy who was like a professional musician, and he was
Yeah,
like doing weddings
The
and shit.
fucking-
Grupo Frontera.
Bro, I know. I fucking love those guys.
But yeah, so they didn't know that he had remixed the song until they showed up on. So watch that. What's that song called again?
Por ciento. Me quedo un
But it's spelled
just
the-
like the
yeah.
X.
How does
X,
it- 100
X,
pre?
100 and then to. Por ciento.
Yeah,
instead of
yeah.
Por
Okay.
siempre. Yeah.
X100 toe.
Yeah, literally.
And dude, you can
And that
see.
song came out right before my buddy had like Coachella, and he fucking did the song
Yeah.
with them the week after it
Dude,
came out.
sick.
That song came out because there's 2 weekends of Coachella.
That show
First
song has
weekend
billions of views.
did it, yeah. Then he released the fucking Por ciento song, I think on that Sunday or something, and he performed on Friday. I don't remember. And the next weekend he got to perform, and they got to fucking perform in Coachella.
Dude, it's the perfect collab.
incredible.
He shows up wearing like a backwards hat with like baggy, like kind of like Wranglers and boots. Like he fits right into the like Mexican cowboy thing. And like you can see like how psyched they are when he's doing the verse. Like,
of course,
they can't believe what's happening. Like,
he's wearing the
greatest day of our life. He's wearing the hat with the fake hair.
Yes, dude.
Which we didn't know till that music video that it was even fake hair.
That's true.
Because he did the studio video.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, great story. Love all that shit. I would love
actually he's wearing a cowboy hat, isn't he?
No,
he's not wearing a cowboy hat.
Backwards hat.
He's wearing the backwards hat.
JC Mendoza always said that. He's like, bro, he's like, if you can figure out a way to like incorporate all this into your act, like you will have like this new incredible group of fans. I just don't know if they'd care about all the rest of the stuff I have to talk about.
You know what though? I will say, whenever I've put out jokes about Bad Bunny or about this, it does do good numbers.
Yeah.
I just don't do it because it feels a little hacky sometimes. But like, people
no.
relate, bro, and people are not really like, you know, there's people having like. Josh Johnson has like 19 videos about the Drake and fucking Kendrick Lamar beef on his YouTube.
Right.
You know, like, it's just still like, it's people are
fancy. No, totally. Yeah. Somehow I can just incorporate the fucking 787 into the fucking, which is a area code in Puerto Rico.
That's their area code.
Yeah.
It's like saying 212-305.
Yeah. When I do the Miami Improv, half of my show will just be me doing karaoke.
Oh, hell yeah. They'll love that. They're used to that. Whenever Carlos Santiago, that's all he does.
Oh man, I love
that song. Young Jamie.
Yeah, dude. So anyway, all right, bro. But before we wrap it up, any other noteworthy differences that you can think of between like New York, Miami that are funny, like aha moments?
Man, dude. I think the dating apps. I just like put on Hinge. I just like put that I'm like in New York now.
Is it different like navigating here than in Miami?
Yeah. Well, navigating what, like the dating apps? Or
which,
just
by
like
the way, if you need some extra help focusing, highly recommend ripping some Magic Mind.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Dude,
what is it? Tell me about it.
Mental wellness shot. I don't know. It'll keep you very intrigued and focused, and it'll keep you swiping in the right way.
Let's go, dude.
Not necessarily swiping right, but swiping in the right way when you need to. Yeah. So, but anyway, so explain.
Yeah. So I think it's just, girls in general here, I think they're more straightforward, which is like refreshing. Like in Miami, it feels like the girls in Miami are very like, you know, they're kind of like giving you the runaround a little bit. But a girl here would just be like, no, I don't really want to do that. Let's do this. Like, or just like, you know, which is so refreshing.
Right. Oh, interesting. The Miami girl is looking for you to like make the decision.
Oh yeah. No, a Miami girl is still stuck in that like,
but
you gotta court me mentality, which is fine. Like,
but she's still judging you.
I like courting.
You get to pick, but she's still going to judge your decision.
But here it's like, no, I don't want to go there. Let's go here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is great.
Oh,
like I told the girl, like, oh, there's just like this cool Italian place. Like we should go. I just saw it like on like my boy like did a review on it. I think it's cool. And she's like, nah, I kind of want a burger. And I was like,
okay,
all right, that's what
burger it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so much easier in that sense. I also think people have the mistake of thinking that like, oh, New York people are rude or whatever, which is like. Sure, in the sense that like everybody's just in a hurry.
Just straightforward.
But I do think New York people are more willing to help, just in a more like annoyed way. Like they're like, oh, fucking come over here, go that way. Fucking.
Right.
But in Miami, nobody's helping you. Nobody's like stepping on the side of the road to like go and help you with the tire. You know, here it feels like they'll be like, oh my God, all right, go.
How the fuck did you do this?
How the fuck, you fucking idiot? You know what I mean? But they'll still help you. Dude, I posted this in my story yesterday. I lost my AirPods. I left them at a restaurant and I was like, oh, fuck. And I looked at like my location and I was like, they're not in the restaurant anymore. And I saw them like moving. Dude, I was like, oh, dude, I got to fucking find this guy. I left my fucking place. I'm like walking down. The place was super close. And then I see that they stopped and they weren't there anymore. Like that they just had stopped at a location. And I'm walking. Dude, the AirPods were on top of a plate outside of a person's like house, I guess. And they just had left them there. And I was like, bro, in Miami, that would have never.
Wouldn't somebody steal them though?
I thought you were gonna say that he like found you halfway to where you weren't on the street.
It's not like he had the location, so he wouldn't have known I was looking for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So he just thought, oh, he's like.
So he just was like, oh, whoever. He probably was just like, he went home. He was like, whoever needs these AirPods, they probably have their location. They're here.
Interesting.
Bro, Miami, those would have been stolen. They would have just fucking found a way to sell each part. Like it's just like another aspect of it. I'm not saying Miami sucks. I'm not trying to be negative on Miami, but there are positive things here in New York that you don't find in Miami. The subway, that shit's the worst fucking like learning curve ever because it's just I don't know. It's just like the pressure's on. You got to make sure you get it. And then sometimes it takes 20 minutes after. And then
Miami's hot, but you're in your air conditioning the
you're
whole
in
time.
your air conditioned car. You're doing your thing. Like everybody's like, oh, Miami's so
You can
humid.
stay groomed. Here, yeah, you get.
That's it.
You're
And for
gross
me,
when you show
that
up.
fucks me up, bro. Because I like you said, I like to come into a place, smell nice, do this. Impossible to do that here. You're running to like, oh my God, I got to catch the end. Oh, fuck, I'm late. Oh, no, they can't. Oh, what the fuck?
And then you're standing on
now
the platform.
Now the train's broken. Now
train
I'm sitting
isn't coming
here.
for 8 minutes. It's 99% humidity on the
Dude.
platform. and
Oh
hot.
my God, the
It's
fucking
crazy.
platform of the subway.
Fuck you.
At 12
Yeah,
a.m.,
fuck
like
you.
when I grab it from the stand at fucking 14th Union Square, I got to wait there 20 minutes. I'm drenched in sweat. I'm like, oh, this ain't fun at all, bro. But it's like, it's worth it in the sense like you got to just figure out the things. Like the other day I was like, all right, it's going to take 20 minutes. I'll stay upstairs. I'll wait like 15, get a little air. Then I'll come down and just spend the last 2 in there. You know, there's like this little ways of doing it, but there is a lot. There's a lot of differences, but at the same time, it's you know, we're all fucking out here just trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
What it
Are your
feels like.
parent? Do you talk to your parents a lot?
Yeah. They're you know, my
Solid.
sister lives here too. So like,
Where does she live?
she lives in Jersey City. So it's
Older?
cool. No, she's younger. She's 26. Yeah. But she lives an older lifestyle. She's married.
Okay.
She's been married for like 2.5 years now. She's married to her high school sweetheart.
From Miami?
Yeah, they met in high school, like
Nice.
8 years together. So it's dope. But my parents, you know, they come to New York and they're like, no, I would never live there. Like, the place is a mess.
Yeah.
That's their mentality. A lot of people in Miami think that way. They're like, New York? Oh my God, bro, you got to do this. Walking, the subway, rude. But then you go to Miami and it's like a lot of people they're also just as rude. They're also like
Right.
just focused on themselves. They're not
Maybe even
willing
more
to
so,
do
it
shit.
sounds like.
Exactly. Yeah. So and they're happy being there. They're happy to just be there. They're happy to stay where they are and live this lifestyle of fake lavishness.
Right,
you know.
right.
And, you know.
Dude, one of the main ways that I tell the difference between different like accents in Spanish is if like Bad Bunny does a song with another artist who is not Puerto Rican and they sing the same part. So like there's this song called like Loca Remix. It's like a bunch of Argentine artists and Bad Bunny's on it. You know it?
I know it.
Es una loca.
Yup.
Que no quiere ver por nada.
I love that song. That's the
Ese
singles
por
that I
mí,
was
que
talking
correcto
about.
conmigo, que la macho. Anyway, so a song like that, or even like Perro Negro, but they both sing the hook, and like the accent difference is very, very obvious.
Of course.
And that's when I'm like, oh, okay, like.
But they both are singing the same fucking.
But then when I'll be singing it to myself. I find myself singing. How do you say it? Fade?
Fade. Yeah.
Fade. I find myself singing Fade's parts in Puerto Rican pronunciation.
Really?
And that's how I know I'm a real one.
Interesting. Okay. Like what? What
Like,
is like a.
yo no sabía que tú eras así, que juro que ahora me quemé ol.
Interesting. But he does say mejor.
He says mejor, but I said mejor.
So you just throw the
Me
L in
contaron
there.
muchas cosas de ti.
Pero una que no. Yeah.
No te hablan,
Instead
no
of
te
hablar.
hablan, suelta el cel, pa' perrear.
Damn. Okay. Interesting.
Pa'
You
tu y
just throw the
tequi,
L
pa'
in the-
tonal.
Hey. And then it's like,
So anyway, whatever.
That's wild, dude.
But yeah, so
That's funny that you just throw that in there.
yeah, but like
You're
to
gonna
myself.
start doing that in English too.
So you know, this is my useless, but this is just what I like. So that's just what it is.
Yeah, dude. Fucking that doesn't matter.
It's just what I like.
That's what I like, dude. No me
So-
importa. No me importa.
No importa.
There you go, dude.
So anyway, yeah, we'll have a little playlist for you guys.
That'll be dude, for sure.
With some
Listen
of
to
our
it. Get cultured on this culture.
some of our jams we're vibing to right now.
taking over, dude.
Flayball on the water.
on the Mambo Kings.
Mambo
Just
Kings.
Throwbacks, dude.
So anyway, Carlos, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at CAHRLOS. On TikTok, same thing. And yeah, dude, come out. If you're in New York, come to shows at the Stand, New York Comedy Club. Happy to be here. Thank you guys for, as not only you, but every other comic that has been very nice and welcoming and giving me a nice, warm,
Great to
rough
have you.
New York hug.
You're a good hang. Love it.
I appreciate it. And shout out to Miami too, bro. I know I talk shit about it, but I love this city, and
Shout out
I
to
wouldn't be
Miami.
what I am without the 305. So
Yeah, I'm hoping to
Los
get that
quiero, besito.
date on my calendar sometime.
Dude, let's go to Viva Urbana, dude.
Yeah, let's do
And
it.
let's record it like a whole. Like,
Oh, that would be sick.
We should.
Oh, that's
definitely
fun.
do
That's
it.
a fun idea. We'll figure out some way to spin
figure it
that
out.
and make it fun. So anyway, come see me at Funny Bone, Columbus, 13th of October, Seattle, Hereafter, Crocodile, 26, 2 shows, NotJulio.com for tickets, at NotJulio, at NotJulioG, Snapchat, and TikTok. Lynch.
November 8th, check out my Instagram story for updates on that. Ryan is really polite and some more shows in the interim.
And if you're in Miami, comedy, we have a show October 6th at Night Swim Rooftop. Me and Max will host that show monthly. So if you're ever in Miami, that's a whole show we host monthly. And go to my website, CAHRLOS, for dates.
I have one more question, actually, that I realized. P.S. Matt, I didn't realize Max spoke Spanish so well.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And I was watching.
You heard it yesterday?
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck?" I thought it was like an AI generator. I know he's like his parents are Argentinian. Do you guys
That's the first time he did Spanish.
Do you guys speak Spanish in the household?
Sometimes. That's a hilarious question. Yes, we do. And you know why? Because our friend Poli Diaz, who I'm doing a show with this weekend at Union Hall in Spanish, and he just did it in Chicago because he was in Indiana. We started becoming friends in Moon Tower, and I knew Polly from before when I did a show with her and Marcelo at the Improv in Miami, and I met her there and I knew of her. She's a Venezuelan comedian, lives in Mexico, and then we just started talking. She speaks English, but I talk to whoever speaks Spanish. That's from another country in Spanish. I just naturally do that. So me and her always talk in Spanish, and then he would interject as well. And then he just started talking more and more Spanish. And whenever Max sees my parents or anybody who speaks Spanish, he talks in Spanish because Max spends a lot of time in Miami now. So it's like the Spanish has, and I've always been like, you never bring it up in your act and you never say anything. And I'm like, I think you're like missing out on that. I know that Tom Segura thing that he never really said he spoke Spanish until later, but it's like, bro, use it. And like, if you can do shows in Spanish, I do shows in Spanish all the time and it's great.
Yeah. I just picture you guys fighting in the house. He's like, bro, how many times I gotta tell you, bro? ¿Quieres que tú limpies la mesa, bro?
No, And in Argentina, ¿cuántas veces te lo he dicho, boludo? Yeah. That's tougher, bro. You don't want to hear that. If the Spanish comes out, Max is mad, you know?
Shout out to Max. Shout out to everybody. Follow us all. Support us until the day we die.
Absolutely. Love you all.
Goodbye. Thanks.